Hi there, welcome back. In this lecture, we will learn about multi-factor authentication. It's going to be more about the theoretical information that we will be learning, um, like what exactly multi-factor authentication and what are the options that we have. And these are the things that we are going to learn as the objective for this lecture. So that being said, let's understand what exactly multi-factor authentication. It's basically a process in which users are prompted during the sign-in process when they enter the user ID password. It would actually, during the process, it would challenge the end user with an additional identification. For example, it could, ask their a code that was received on their cell phone, or maybe it could be a fingerprint that has as a mandatory to enter. That's something called a multi-factor authentication we can use. So by using this multi-factor authentication, it secures the end users. For example, if there's any user, he has a less secure password, or maybe the password got compromised. In any case, in that case, the user's account leads into a insecure vector for attack, right? So if that's the case, the password is weak and it has been exposed already elsewhere. Now, an attacker could take easily gain access by using that user ID password. But if you have a multi-factor authentication, so the hacker may not get the easy to get an access for the second level of security factor in this case. That's called the multi-factor authentication. For example, a cell phone number or cell phone code that has received or could be a hardware ID, right? So this is something that only knows to the end user. So it could be typically a password or something trusted device uh, from where the end user always coming, which cannot be duplicated, like a phone or hardware key, or something like a biometric. In this case, we already talked about like a fingerprint or face scan. These are the multi-factor authentication that we can talk about it. Now, we might, consider what all other additions of the verification that Microsoft supports. So Microsoft is going to support, the first one would be the Microsoft Authenticator. It's an application that you can install on your phone, and a random number gets changed every time. So that can be used, Microsoft Authenticator or Authenticator Lite in Outlook. And Windows Hello for Business, Fido 2, which is in a preview. It's gonna released in a generally availability very soon in 2024, which is a additional hardware key and also certificate authentication when you configure your multi-factor authentication. External authentication methods also can be configured, or uh, auth, a hardware token or software token, or could be SMS or voice call. These all are additional multi-factor authentication options that are supported by Microsoft. So by using these, you could actually configure your multi-factor authentication for your end users. And there is an additional configuration that we are going to do it. So let's say if you have already a user with the multi-factor authentication, it means that you could even enable for the end users self-service password reset, or SSPR also can be configured, which can be reduced a lot of help desk calls because the end user can reset on their own by using these multi-factor authentication options. We'll be jumping into a demo with MFA deployment in a practical real world. Before jumping into the demo, let's understand what are the deployment options we have. There are multiple options that you could use a base for the MFA deployment. We would be exploring all of these options in the demo.